a little fruit snack. Now just got some rambutans to the potluck. Another potluck here. I'll show you where in a sec. Mangosteens. It's a bit of a construction site. We've got here bikes parked over here, doing it style. We've got a compost area all through here, and there's plastic bags reused again and again. Welcome to the video. Today's video we're going to talk about carbon fiber care. If you think this video gives you some help, give it a thumbs up. If you think this video is a lot of shit, give it a thumbs down. Alright? We're talking about carbon care. Nobody wants to die. Recently, a rider who had a Cannondale bike died because his or her fork failed. We're not sure exactly how the fork failed, but if you read on the forums, they had an issue with the CADX cyclocross bike where the lawyer tabs would shear off and you'd grab the front brake and the wheel would fall out. Now, that bike had an alloy steerer. The issue was it wouldn't be secured when you put the front brake on. Now that Cannondale knew about that in 2013, read the forums about that. 6 years later, after crashes and a death, I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, the recall was made. And thousands of forks recalled. Specialized had a similar issue, 5,800 forks recalled on the S-Works SL4, if I'm wrong. The LA last year had a carbon fiber fork recall. What's going on? Is carbon fiber bikes bad? You see carbon fiber handlebars snapping all the time in professional cycling, or even in local, guys be boom, and the bars up here, and then it's like bang. What do you do? What's the deal? People snapping carbon fiber seat posts. The seat post slips, and so tighten up more and more and more. I don't need a torque wrench. Then all of a sudden, the seat's bouncing down the road. What happens with that? All right, so I'm going to give you some carbon fiber care tips. And just quickly, as a plug, these are frames I get from a well-known OEM manufacturer in China. Put my little stickers on there, $6.99, any color, any custom paint you want. $6.99 USD, including shipping. That's custom paint, shipping, $6.99 USD, plus lifetime free coaching in the forum group. Unbeatable. You'd have to be naive to pay more than $700 US for a top-end carbon fiber frame, custom painted, in my opinion. In my experience, not even my opinion anymore, in my personal experience, racing bikes since 1997 and owning so many top-end bikes over the years. Currently owning 32 bikes. And these are just like, why pay more? I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the video. I don't recommend more than 30, this is Natasha's bike, I don't recommend more than 30 mil of spaces underneath the stem for the average rider. If you're a skinny Victoria's Secret model girl like Natasha, who doesn't gorilla the bars, you could probably get away a bit more, but you're probably better off getting a bigger size frame. So Natasha, she has great flexibility in the bedroom. On the bike, it's not so fantastic, but it's good enough. So we've got about 30 mil here, we've got the stem slammed up.
But that frame is smaller than what we used to.
This is a 54, so it's probably a little bit smaller for what Natasha's. She hasn't done a lot of Ks on the bike, so if she did more training, this position would get more aggressive. Comes down to your flexibility. So no more than 30 mils underneath the stem on a carbon steerer. Why is that? Because it's a greater leverage. And these forks are lightweight. The Cannondale, the Specialized, these Pragma forks, they're all lightweight carbon forks. And it's got more flex up the top. So the longer that steer is, and it's got those spaces, it's not really getting that, does that make sense to people? So no more than 30 mils of spaces. If you need more than 30 mil, you've probably got the wrong size bike. And no more than 5 mil on top, unless you're running a deep plug that goes way beyond that bottom stem bolt, okay? You see so many of these mummy and daddy sponsored kids out there, and there's nothing wrong with being sponsored by mummy and daddy. If you've got rich parents who pay your bike way as a pro cyclist, as a 17 or 25-year-old, cool, fantastic, lucky you. But for safety's sake, if you do want to have an uncut steerer, please run a deep plug. And if you've got the dick hanging off the top of your stem, it looks ugly, it looks so noobish. And I know you guys like to look cool. No gloves, jersey zipped up, helmet, everything, clean socks, white shoes, mummy washed my Rafa kit. Great, that's cool, looks hot for Instagram, we get it. But why do you have a dick above your stem? That looks uncool. Especially, you put so much effort to your appearance, and you've got this dick of steerer above your stem. Not only is it uncool, more importantly, it's unsafe, unless you've got a deep plug that goes beyond you always want to have a plug that goes beyond the lower stem bolt, because the steerer is hollow, and so if you've got a plug, it's okay. You know, it's supporting it. If you're crushing a hollow object, if you over torque it or have a crash, and it just gets knocked, that's how you crack a steerer. And then one day down the track, you're doing your bunch sprint in Cat 3, or maybe your Cat 1 and you're really hot shit. You think you are, and you tell everyone on Instagram that, and then all of a sudden your bars snap in your hands. I've seen that happen, and that ain't pretty. People die from doing that, or they have horrific injuries, broken legs, teeth out. I've cracked teeth before in crashes. It ain't fun. So that's one. So 30 mil max underneath. No more than 5 mil on top. No more than 5 mil on top. Or unless you're running a deep plug, okay? If you want to be the cool kids, uncut steerer, but stupid, please run a deep plug. I can't believe bike shops let unsupported steerers leave the shop. That for me, that's like, oh man, that's really, I don't know what to say. That's like, that's liability straight there. It's liability. Carbon fiber bars. What's the deal? If you're racing and doing a lot of Ks, I don't recommend carbon fiber bars. If you're a lightweight female with a boyfriend like me who's looking after shit all the time, then that's okay. I personally, I don't think I'd ever buy carbon road bars ever again, because they get knocked and bashed, and you know. But it depends on your riding style. If you're like me and it's someone who sort of sits and spins at 400 watts or 500 watts or 300 watts or 200 watts, that's all right. But if you're like a really big dude on steroids, or just a heavyweight guy who's like 90 kilos, and you're wrenching the bars and you rough and tumble with your bike, and you're just like, I just fucking ride, mate, I wouldn't recommend carbon bars for you, because at some point those bars are going to fail, because you're not really aware. You're just like one of those guys who just like has a lot of coffee and just puts a few pills in them and it's like, let's go. And I've seen those crashes, man. It ain't fun. So carbon bars, I don't recommend them on the road bike, because once you start bending stuff like this, on the mountain bike they're pretty good. Straight carbon bars can be very strong, extra material. But a lightweight carbon road bar, if you're over 70 kilos, you have to question the sanity in that. And a lot of pro riders don't use carbon bars for that very reason, because they're crashing their bikes every day, pretty much, in the race. You drop your bike, you have a pile up, you've got to get back on and sprint. The bar has to go in the bin. If you crash carbon bars, and you're a strong sort of rider, or you're a rider who doesn't really maintain equipment, you should replace them. You should chuck them in the bin. And unfortunately, carbon can't be recycled at the moment, so it's just going to landfill. Just go with alloy bars. Alloy bars are better for durability and safety long term. Unless you're like me and you're really like just checking stuff, and Natasha, she's like a princess and angel on the bike. She's just sits and spins, and when she's even out the saddle, there's not much. She's got little twiggy arms. So if you've got a lot of strength, don't use carbon bars. If you're a petite rider and you check your shit, you'll be all right. Another thing would be, that's about it. It's your stem, your steerer, your bars, your seat post. They're the main things. They're the main things that I see fail, and if that fails on you, they ain't going to be fucking pretty. So I don't recommend carbon bikes for most people. I've been selling these and I sell carbon bikes, and I had people email me every day, Harley, I love your work, you're a fucking legend, you've saved my life, I've lost 100 kilos or 50 kilos or 10, or I met my wife for you, I met my boyfriend for you, I want to support, I want to buy one of those carbon bikes off you and get into cycling and stuff. I say cool, I appreciate the support. I don't really want to sell you a bike though, because I want you to learn cycling more before you go out and buy a super lightweight carbon bike off me. I want you to have a few crashes, noob crashes. I don't want you to crash, but I want you to get some experience crashing, if that makes sense. So I had an 18-year-old guy who wrote me this morning. He's like, Harley, I want to get one of the frames. I ain't got much money, but I really believe what you're doing. I said, great. I'll tell you, but I'll be straight honest with you. If you ain't got much money and you want to get a good road bike, don't get one of mine. $700 USD. It's a bargain. There's nothing on the market that comes close for a frame set. Nothing comes close. Custom painted, high end of the carbon layout, with the coaching, etc. Nothing comes close. But if you're just buying a frame set and you don't know how to build it up, that's going to cost $200, $300, $400 for your local shop to do that. So now you're up to like $1,000, $1,100 plus your parts. You're better off, if you're a total noob, get a Trek Amonda ALR5, the rim brake version. They're on clearance around the world now. They're so cheap. So don't get one of my bikes if you're a noob. Get a Trek Amonda alloy bike and learn the cycling deal with that. And they're fantastic. And the new ones have got an alloy steerer. So I recommend that for the 18-year-old guys out there, or the new girls or whatever, who are going to have a few crashes and whatever. You know, so these bikes are more for experienced riders who understand a bit more carbon care. All right. So if you're a total noob, I don't really want to sell you one of these. These are for people who've been riding for a while. Like, yeah, I've got an S-Works, I've got a Pinarelli. One of the guys has got a Pinarelli F10. Some dude cut me off a crash, snapped it in the crit. I want to get one of your bikes, Harley. I understand that all these bikes coming out of China, Pinarelli, Specialized, Cannondale, blah, 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 blah. They're great bikes, but we're paying so much money for marketing, advertising, you know, and wait. I just want one of these. I want a bike, if I crash it in half, I don't cry. If I crash my F10, it costs me $5,000 for the frame, made in China for $500-600, I'm gonna be crying. And insurance, all that dicking around. So these bikes are getting very, very popular with the racer guys who watch my stuff, or the weekend warriors who have been riding for 5 or 10 or 30 years, and they're like, I want a high-end carbon frame, but I don't want to get fisted and get, you know, back-ended to get it. So yeah, I don't get my back blown out to get a high-end carbon bike. So that's the deal. I ain't in this for money. I'm in this to change stuff up. I'm not going to change stuff. People are always going to buy 10 grand bikes with the status. I ain't going to change shit. All I'm doing, and I don't want to change shit. I don't want to put anybody out of business. All I'm doing is filling a niche void that nobody's ever done, that I'm aware of in the cycling world, of putting out custom painted bikes. I love custom painted bikes. Yeah, I love just like the colours and the lusciousness, and you know. Remember when Trek and stuff would release a new bike, you go, oh, that colour looks pretty good. Oh, but the spec shit. I don't like the spec. This is personal preference. You might love this colour. You might hate it. You might be, whatever. So with the custom paint, I can offer that to people. And that's custom paint. I mean, how much does a custom paint job cost? It's like up to $1,000-2,000 in Australia. You know, that's more than the frame cost. Anyway, so that's the deal. All I'm doing is filling a niche. Not trying to put anyone out of business, just trying to educate the consumer. And if you want your S-Works SL6 and pay 5 grand for the frame, because you see Peter Sagan using it and you want the same bike he does, get it, man. It's not a bad bike. 5 grand for the frame. I wouldn't buy one. I could afford one, but I'm like, I don't know. I've ridden them and I think they're great, but for $5,000 for a frame versus one of these, I'm like, I don't know, you know? Like this morning we got mangosteens and one guy's charging 60 baht per kilo. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd pay that if I had to. Went up the road, we're getting 4 kilos for 100 baht, and they were better quality. So I don't know, I'm like, why pay more if you don't have to? Anyway, that's the rant, that's the rave. Carbon fiber bikes are fantastic. Durability is fantastic if you know how to look after them. Please, pay attention to the equipment. Learn how to drop a fork out and inspect it for cracks, all right? My goal is to put out more carbon care videos than anyone else on the internet has, and so far I've done that. If you can name one YouTube channel who's giving you more carbon care tips than me, let me know down below. Even Lucia Technic, who puts up some cool stuff, but he doesn't really show us how to care for it. He's like, this is a problem, but he doesn't really offer any solutions. Now, it's a start, but I like to give people solutions. Lucia Technic, in my opinion, doesn't give carbon care information videos. He should, but so far he hasn't. If you can think of one he has, link me down below. I always like to be proven wrong if it makes education for everyone better. That's the deal. This is the Pragma Glycogen. If you want one, go to durianrider.com. $6.99 USD, including shipping anywhere in the world, including custom paint, one color, anyone you want. If you want an elaborate airbrush design, we can also do that for maybe 50 to $100 extra. Beat that. Beat that. Plus, it comes with lifetime free coaching in the Durian Rider group. Man, I could be on late night sales. Thanks for watching.